What's up, beautiful? It's Lisa Roulette, and I'm here to help you heal, navigate your ascension journey, and create a life you love. I know that there's a lot of confusion around words like expanding consciousness, the ascension journey, and spiritual awakening. So in this video, I wanted to shed some light on what these words really mean and how they actually come together to help you understand what's happening to humanity on our planet at this time. So let's start with the word consciousness. What is consciousness? Well, consciousness is just energy, but consciousness creates, and that's something that's really important to keep in mind. So consciousness creates, let's remember that. The way consciousness creates is that the energy that embodies consciousness holds a particular vibrational frequency. And the vibrational frequency of the energy that embodies consciousness is the information that informs the quantum field or the universe as to what should be created in the material manifest realm at any given time. Now, it's important to look at the word information. Energy and vibrational frequency is information, but let's not just look at that word as a noun. Let's look at it as a verb. Energy, vibrational frequency, is information. So whatever energies and vibrations are sustained within our consciousness are the things that are going to be informing the field and actually becoming in form or material and manifest. Now, if that's still a little fuzzy for you, make sure you hit the comments below. I'm going to do my best to simplify it just a little bit more. Now let's talk about ascension. How does ascension relate to consciousness? Ascension is the expansion of consciousness, and it doesn't just happen in the linear mind. Ascension, in its technical terms, is when our bio-spiritual energetic bodies come into the physical body. And that means we're essentially being upgraded in order to hold higher frequencies. Now, why would we want to hold higher frequencies? Well, we want to hold higher frequencies to bring new information to the quantum field. So this is actually a dimensional shift. We're moving from a third dimensional reality where there are lower vibrations through a fourth dimension and into a fifth dimension. But to be able to do that, to be able to ascend through those dimensions, we must, as individuals and as collective humanity, embody higher frequencies. Now, if you've ever watched Dolores Cannon and you know of her New Earth, then you know that we are the bringers of light of the dawn that will create the new earth. And that is a huge honor. So you want to keep in mind that ascension is not just a linear mind phenomenon. It really is about the fullness of who we are, becoming more and more open. Our awareness is literally going like this, like a flower blooming. And we're starting to be able to perceive more things beyond the linear mind and more through that heart center, right? We're activating that higher sensory perception in order to know why we're really here and what we're doing on earth at this time to embody higher frequencies and really start to create that new dawn that's going to bring on the new earth. Now, a fun fact about ascension is that ascension happens in cycles, and we are at the end of an ascension cycle. Ascension cycles correspond with astrological ages. And as you know, we're moving from the end of the age of Pisces into the beginning of the age of Aquarius. When an ascension cycle ends and an astrological age ends, the Earth aligns perfectly with the galactic core. And when this happens, Stargate portals open. When these Stargate portals open, we start to receive higher vibrational frequencies that really is the ancient wisdom we need to travel along our spiritual path and really our path back home to the one God source. And that brings me to spiritual awakening. How does spiritual awakening coincide with consciousness and the ascension journey? Well, spiritual awakening is really about remembering who we are. We are waking up to who we really are as a direct connection to the one God source, but also, and most importantly at this time, who we are as a connection to one another. We are one. And the more we remember that, the more we can act out of compassion, forgiveness, and really start to understand that this new earth has to be created in collaboration with one another, not in competition with one another. Now, spiritual awakening often has this stigma of being this sort of joyride into higher frequencies, but on the contrary, it can be very uncomfortable. I oftentimes relate it to one of those old alarm clocks in like the 1990s and 1980s that would wake you up and say, like super uncomfortable. Because if we didn't have an abrupt event to shake us up and wake us up, we couldn't possibly start to recognize what's really happening on the earth at this time as we expand our consciousness and we ascend. Many people during their spiritual awakening go through the dark night of the soul, which is a density purge. It's all about shedding the low vibrational frequencies in our awareness that no longer serve us so that we can make room for the higher vibrational frequencies that are available for us at this time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions, make sure you comment below. And if you dig what I'm putting down, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. Remember, stay in the luminosity of your beautiful light, and you are loved.